The Shala 13, Adashi chamber of spanner 7 has been opened, and they're passable. You and the tribe 1 people who are joining your core will be the first to pass, to return home. So from this place, where you are resting by the Aqua Lake at Eartha Core, we would like you to, while your bodies here are remaining in a lying down position and relaxed, we're going to move into a sati state where your sati body, the body that is down there with you in Eartha Core, will now stand up. Stand up and stretch your sati body while your physical body rests. Imagine you are standing now by the Aqua Lake. We are going to move together as a group when we are moving down there, but in no particular configuration. So all you need to do as individuals is focus on the instructions of the journey, for there are quite a few. There are basically 22 steps and several leaps and bypasses that will get you through to the Adashi temples. We have many Iyani working with us here, looking out for us, so that if there are any stragglers who didn't hear a direction at one step or another, they will ensure that you keep up with the group and don't get lost any place in the chambers. If you feel any strange, unpleasant current as we move through various phases of this, know that we will be moving past, through something called safe zones. We'll be moving past the reverse current hibernation zones that are running the threshold spiral. So if you feel those currents, just move away from them, and that will put you more fully into the frequencies of the Aurora safe zones. There will be 4 platforms of perception of Aurora safe zones that we will at various points emerge upon in order to catch our breath, and also to bypass very specific currents that are dangerous that are running from the threshold hibernation zones. So you'll be very safe and protected in this journey, and you'll not have to worry about getting lost. Now, with all of us laying down in our physical bodies, but standing up in our sati bodies, which are our Vashalaya bodies, down in Eartha Core, we're going to move a bit to the right of where you are perceiving the Aqua Lake. This will put us into a shift of the starting place that we must start from as our bodies are on physical Earth. We must start from the Earth D1 Shala 13 point at Earth D1 core. So in that shift to the right, we are now moving into the frequency space of Shala 13, D1 Shala 13 Earth. From here, step 2, we will next. Now remember, here you can move or float or whatever. You don't have to climb things physically. If it says to go up, you can simply float up by the intention. So when we say move up to, simply float your Vashalaya body up. Next, from the D1 Earth Shala 13 core, we will float up to Earth D1 etheric atomic, not a crystal bed. So as you're floating upward, leaving behind you the Aqua Lake, you will come into a very darkly lit area. It's just a little bit of light glowing from these crystals. They're beautiful. It is a bed of crystals that you will be moving up through them into the crystal bed and coming up with your Vashalaya bodies, standing on the crystal bed as if you're standing on the crystal points. You are now in Earth's D1, not a crystal bed. From here, we will step up again, float up again. We will float up to Earth B1, etheric atomic, Adama flame, inner light field. Imagine now, as we're standing on a crystal bed, not a crystal bed, we're now moving up into an etheric light field. And it is cool, it is a cool flame, and a bit more bright than the crystal area we have just floated up from. Now, step 4, we are going to do what is called a crossover. From Earth's B1 etheric atomic Adama flame field, we are going to move horizontally to the left of where you are perceiving your Ashale body to be. And we will cross over to Earth D2 Shala 13 at Earth's D2 core via the Shawan 7 Shala 13 D2 Arizona atrium. So there is a physical location that is not far from the Doubletree Hotel, that there is a small atrium, which is a little place within inside of a building that has an outside spot with no roof on it. And that little spot is the interface by which you will cross over into Earth. There's the place you will cross over into from Earth's D1 etheric atomic level into Earth's D2 Shala 13. The Shala 13 levels on each level are inside of the diamond door crystal. They are the Eka Urs, or the Prana center, inside of the Nada or core crystals. So when we move through any of the Shala 13 sites, you are literally inside of the crystal, so the spherical crystal bed that corresponds to that particular dimension. So in moving through this into the crossover, which was horizontal movement to the left, you are now in the atrium area. It looks like a small inside space, except there's no roof on it, and it is open to the light coming in from above. It corresponds to a place physically near here. And this is your interface with Shala 13, the D2 physical Shala 13 core 8. Now we will do step 5. Now there will be time later for the violins and roses to be added to this passage, where it can go more slowly and we can look around at each level and perceive what is there and see what is there. There are a few plants in this little atrium. It is an atrium that has been neglected for a very long time and is only now going to be coming to life. So there will be, at certain points, more plants and water is brought into it to make it a beautiful place. But right now, as you move through the D2 Shala 13 atrium, simply imagine that you can see a single small tree growing off into the corner of a rectangular space. It is a weeping fig tree, a very small tree, but it has been holding life force there for quite some time. Let that be the image that you use to find the atrium, which is the Shalom 7 Shala 13 link point that allows you to continue on the journey to the Adasha Temple. Step 5. We will now float upward from the atrium. The atrium works as an elevator. We will float upward and up to Earth D2 physical Nada crystal bed. So all of a sudden now you're floating up from this atrium area that is still deep down in Earth's core, and you are moving up to the crystal bed level of Earth's D2. From here, we will continue to float upward more. We will float upward to Earth D2 physical Adama flame light field that is surrounding Earth D2 solid core, not a crystal. So we're still way down at Earth's core, but we're moving in to the physical Adama flame light field that surrounds the solid core, the iron core crystal of Earth. And now for step 7, we are going to do another crossover. We are going to move horizontally to the left and cross over to Earth D3, Shala 13, core doorway. The atmospheric atrium, which is a bit more of etheric in appearance, even though it is not made of etheric matter. It is a bit more ghost-like, a bit thinner matter. But again, it is a replica of the atrium that you just saw. But this atrium may have some different characteristics and different plant life in it. This area is, in actuality, surrounding Earth's D2 solid core, not a crystal bed. So we are still down in the solid core area of Earth. Step 8. From here, we will again float upward to Earth's D3 atmospheric, not a crystal bed. We will go upward into a crystal bed that appears to be made of etheric crystals. In this place, you can hear the crystals sing. Every crystal, the lattice of radiation and consciousness within it, has a vibration, an encryption, a signature, which makes the crystal sing, have its own particular set of tones, its own song. Stay here for a moment and just hang there floating and imagine these etheric crystals and float a little above them now, as if they're down below your feet. Beautiful crystal matrix with crystals sticking up in all directions. Imagine you can hear them sing, hear their song. You may not be able to hear it with your ears or even your inner hearing right away, but there is a